Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps, Daily Teachings. This one
Hi
is going to
guys.
be very quick today because I just want to talk about it was an amazing setup today. It was an amazing day, A plus setup to short. Why was it? It was a gap up, gap. Whenever there's a gap, there's an opportunity. So I just want to do a quick recap for those who do not know. We have traded this setup hundreds of times. I haven't tweeted about this as well, but this is the trade. This is the day where you turn your $1,000 into 4 grand, 5 grand. This is the day you really make those home run gap fill trades.
SP.
And as always, there's no BS for us, or always never do a hindsight. You could see how traders today increases their accounts from 3% to 10%, 300% on SPY, 300%, 400% on QQQs. 25% of account increased by one of the traders. Unvi did 300%, Nash did 340%. I mean, 300-400% gains were average today, right? 400% on SNDK. Navy did 300% there. PNP did Micron 200%.
ENLV.
So that was how the day it was. It was a gap fill strategy. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'm just going to explain it to you. If you missed it, if you missed my tweet in the morning, what to do, let me explain it to you quickly, especially if you are new. How to use the Ripster Cloud strategy, how to use this, how to use this, these A plus variables, right? What were the variables today? MTF clouds. QQQ was sitting at right at Ripster 1 hour MTF cloud check, right? So what was VIX doing? Let's look at VIX. VIX was right at under that 18 level, 18 breakout level check. It can go to 20. Remember that, right? And the other thing was there was a gap check. So 3 good variables to make a home run trade. And what did happen? SPY went from MTF to the MTF to hold your puts for those gains that you just saw. And not only that, you could trade SPY short of, that's fine, but the main short were AI and semiconductor names, which I will show you the bunch of the strong shorts we did, like how the traders shorted the big semiconductor names. But let's go back. Let's see our pre-market planning. I also tweeted about it. Let's see what was our pre-market planning here. So let's start about the pre-market planning. Market gapping up. US holds the tax. Market's gapping up. If you had something on Friday, you took your profits in the pre-market. That's nice. But what was the plan? VIX 18 important level today. For bullish buys, we need to hold the gap. Pay attention. And we need VIX to break down under the 1750, 18 level. Otherwise, if VIX pushes, careful of SPY pre-market low break for the gap fill. Watch the QQQ 1 hour MTF cloud setups to hold if you want to long only bullish over the pre-market lows. So you see that I covered all those variables of our pre-market planning. Each of those variables, pre-market highs, pre-market lows, MTF clouds, I covered all of that, and I covered the gap setup as well. And even when I was on voice in the pre-market, this is why my voice transcript, I said first half an hour we have to watch out of any profit taking, and we have to watch out that VIX does not bounce, so that if we want to long, we want to see VIX break down, right? So that was my pre-market planning. I told everyone that we can have a gap and crap, we can have a profit taking. I talked about that. We were gapping as well, right? So I said as soon as I see the weakness, I tell everybody gapping and crapping, lot of gap and craps, lot of profit taking, right? Because this is not like a gut feel. This is a repeatable setup that I can repeat rest of my life. Next time I see a gap up, maybe it's a gap and go, who cares? But if it's a gap fill, we will nail it. The opportunity like today, you have to nail it. I covered it in my webinars as well, my recaps, that when there's a gap, there's an opportunity. Same for the market, same for the other names. All right, so that was the guidance, live guidance. Let's see what happens. As soon as I see the weakness, I tell everybody QQQ MTF shorts into the gap right away. 687 target, I first gave it. We hit the 687. You do not cover, you hold till 10 a.m. When you see that at 10 a.m., I told the traders, cover a little bit in 10 a.m. and roll further. When you do not see any bounce at 10 a.m., you roll further, because look at this. VIX is breaking out. I have covered it 1,000 times. VIX breaks 18, VIX grows to 19, VIX goes to 20. As long as VIX goes there, you hold your puts, you roll your puts. That's how the traders made 300, 400, 500% turn their $1,000 into $5,000, because they rolled their puts. Thousands of traders on the floor literally killed it. I mean, in their first half an hour, and I will show you the individual shorts in a minute. So look at that. Just a beautiful fade here. on that our shorts there, and either you're trading options, either you're trading whatever you're trading. Look at this: Hood 33% puts, Brad did 95% on QQQs. All of these traders are following the teachings, my concepts that I've been teaching from so many years, right? So I just showed you how to trade this SPY QQQ gap fill short, following all these strategies. VIX goes from 18 to 20, and gap fill from MTF to the MTF magnet. There's no system like the system I teach. Now you could short individual names as well. You could short AMD. Look at that, AMD from MTF magnet to MTF magnet. As always, another of my pre-market planning guidance. Let's look at their AMD. Long over 1 MTF breakout, short under the daily 2021 MTF. You can see that pre-market planning right given to the traders. AMD short from 525 all the way to 420. You could literally make 5 grand on your, even if you shorted 100 shares there. That was a beautiful trade there. AMD, Nvidia, all those were amazing trades there. You could look at Nvidia MTF breakdown. So look at these concepts that I teach you. That's how today was an insane day for the traders, and this is nothing new. You can watch all my other recaps. I always talk about it. So when market is selling off, my focus is not to buy the dips. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the shorts. That's what I'm looking for, because I know that AI is heavy. AI ecosystem is heavy. Our tenant research rotation tracker is telling me that all these sectors are super heavy. I'm not looking for long there. Memory, photonics, no. I'm looking for the shorts. So you see that we shorted BE, we shorted NBIS. We took over $20 per share profit on some of these names on BE, and you could see my short right there, and you could see where we cover the shorts. And we do not trade randomly. In the pre-market plan, NBIS, BE were my top setups. NBIS were short under 195 break. BE was also short under the pre-market low break. So all of these setups were a pre-market plan. Even AAOI was on a short, but you see I shorted the NBIS, 195 covered there, made almost $20 per share profit. I shorted NBIS 198, covered that. Why? Because I know QQQ is going. I know, it's a heavy market. SOXL is a dump. I can go through all the tickers that we traded today, but I just wanted to show you the power of the gap fill, and there's many other videos on YouTube. You can watch it. So do not try to get bagged on a day like today where everything is selling off. Do not try to go long. Stay short if you know the semiconductor is short. Yes, there were definitely some long setups. For example, I gave the PLTR long from our game plan this morning because software was strong. MTF long, MTF 1, MTF 2, MTF 3, MTF magnet. You can see my timestamp guidance. Stops I gave at 125. After that, all you had to do was to hold to the first MTF and to the next MTF. You could make $6-7 per share profit on their PLTR relative strength long. Google was definitely a little stronger at the open. You just have to look at what sector is strong, but it popped down after, because once if QQQ is heavy, Mag 7, it's very hard for them to stay, strong. So always focus on that. Next time you see a gap up, maybe it's a gap and go. But again, you have these variables. You have VIX, you have MTF clouds, you have your Ripster clouds. All these strategies that I teach you, use them, and you can also turn your $1,000 into 5 grand or grow your account 20-30% on a day like today. When it's environment to go long, we will go long. But this was a beautiful day. Hopefully you can learn something and you can implement it next time there's a gap up and a profit taking day. Watch other videos on YouTube as well. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.